Welcome to week 2 of the NYU projects. We're coming right back at you from first semester Tommy Today work. What we got? We got week 2 of sound image class. This week's assignment: prepping and recording an interview. Select a member of your equipment crew and prep an interview with them. We didn't have to do that. We could interview whoever we wanted. Find an angle and plan questions. Record at least 15 to 20 minutes of raw interview. This interview will become the through line for a sound mix. Besides the interview, you must record related components of sound effects, ambience, and additional dialogue for the final mix. Pretty simple stuff still, it's week 2 of sound class. So I decided to interview my good friend and roommate, Jaden. Since this is a sound class, there are no visuals. The first week was just an exception. So put on those good headphones or studio monitors and listen to this beautiful sound mix.
Okay, let's blow some cars.
Oh, okay.
I'm Jaden Thompson. I'm from Brooklyn, and I'm studying game design. I was about 9 years old. That's when I just got the PS3. First game was Uncharted 2. Whenever I was supposed to be studying, I would be playing games, which was wrong. But I always time when my parents would come home. Make sure that by that time, the PlayStation was off. Everything was, I put the controllers back on the TV stand, to look like, it's not been touched. Yeah, so there was, of course, those days where I, hide and sneak and play, an hour or two of games. I do have a different perspective of video games than my parents. They grew up within a different generation, Yeah, when I first got video games, they of course didn't want anything too gory, blood and all that. No, they were pretty open about me having games at a young age. That actually really brought me into this world of developing video games. When I saw the first video game that I played, Uncharted, I was people can actually make this. Everything that you see, the environment, they can actually construct it. I have to admit, playing video games did open up a creative side of me. I saw that the storylines of these games were amazing, and it made me myself think of my own stories that I want to create. I was more originally into film, but I feel that with games, it's still an interactive experience, but you could control the characters, and that brings you much more into the environment and the world of what's happening in the game. With the games, I can make my stories interactive, since players will be able to control the characters within that setting. Your mind gets thrown into that universe, so the player is free to make his own choices. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. I'm not that into programming, but I just love the visual side of things, the animation, the drawing that goes into it. Yeah, so that really hooked me into this world. My future goal is, just to make my own, video game stories, have, people play it out. I guess I'd like a game that explores, the current issues of our society today, and it will sort of inform, the young audience of the issues that are happening within our world, other than other sources like the news, Facebook, and other social media, Yeah, I hope that they have something to take away from the experience of playing my game, and of course, enjoy the game. I just love, developing video games. It's something that I hope will entice me for the rest of my life, and make a great career profession out of it.
Hope you guys liked the mix and learned about Jaden and, his love for video games and game design, because that's a really sick major here at NYU. That's so cool. Yeah, so obviously the sound effects were the video games in the beginning, the music in the background, the dialogue was Jaden speaking, and there was some ambience in there somewhere. Yeah. Week 2 we basically just learned about proximity, effect like that, and how to conduct interviews and the like. It was very simple. Week 1 and 2, very simple stuff. I actually want to show you guys something. I think you'll find this interesting. So, NYU gave us an allotment of, we get a sound image, we get a little kit, we have to share. So basically you get split up into groups. Whoever lives in your dorm is kind of in your group. So me and my two friends, Anya and Duran, were in a group, and we had to share one sound image kit. And in the kit, there's a recorder, and there are two microphones and an XLR cable. You know what I'm saying? And like the recorder's like fat, like thick. You gotta like carry that thing everywhere. So like we barely even use the kits because they're so inconvenient. And to tell you how outdated their equipment are, they have these Behringer C2 microphones. They have Behringer C2 microphones. Okay. And you need like insurance to like even get the kits because they don't want you to like break the shit and stuff. And it's like ridiculous. It's like the whole kit's like worth like $2,000 or $3,000. I don't know. The recorder's worth a lot. But these two microphones that I got on OfferUp from a dude in Brooklyn, you know, I got two of these. Great deal for $100. This dude was a homie. I got better mics than NYU's got. You know what I'm saying? Like, their shit is outdated. I'll tell you that right now, straight up. Their sound image stuff is outdated. I don't know if that's just because it's freshman gear or how that works, but I was a little taken back by that. A little disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. At least they got fast computers, right? And Pro Tools. We edited the audio in Pro Tools. And yeah, just a simple interview. Hope you guys got a little inside scoop of what it's like to go to film school at NYU. First semester, sound image, week 2. As I mentioned before, the whole point of this series is to give you guys as much value as possible, show you what it's like to go to film school here without you having to pay like $70,000 or whatever. And yeah, this is what it's like to go to a production class, sound image, first semester of your freshman year. So for the interview project, remember the last week's one wasn't graded. This one was. So basically you get here, I'll refocus in a second. You get a snapshot of your mixed waveform. My professor, Professor Grant, checks the levels of the mix. He says, overall, the levels are very good. The beginning is a bit abrupt. You can smooth that out with a little crossfade. It sounds like the voice is moving around the mic all the time. That has to be cleared up in the recording process by directing the session or more tedious writing and adjusting levels throughout the piece. Music can be heard faintly through the piece, but could have been used more effectively. Nonetheless, the enthusiasm of the speaker comes through. B+. So I guess that's an example of B+ work. You also have to turn in this like production book with every assignment, which is a real drag because you gotta like write about it. Basically just reflect on it and then take a screenshot of your Pro Tools session as well as the questions you asked and like the script. Let me show you what that looks like. Yep, that's the mix. And here's the report. It's boring, you don't want to look at that. You know what? I might as well just attach the damn report in the description if you guys really want to check it out. I don't care. I care about this relationship between people who are filmmakers, who are creatives, who want to know if film school is right for them. You know what? I can help you with that because I'm doing it right now. You might as well learn from my experiences. Yeah, that's it for this week, or this episode of the NYU Projects. Tune back for week 3 of Sound Image.